Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're breaking down a really fantastic science-backed 8-week fat loss and fitness plan. And here's the absolute best part about this. While the original study references this program for folks over 40, this structured, incredibly safe approach is literally perfect for anyone over the age of 15. If you're looking for a practical, completely non-intimidating way to build a rock-solid fitness foundation, this is it. No extreme, grueling routines here, just pure, effective science tailored for real-world results.
So let me ask you a quick question before we jump in. Are you bothered by workout soreness? Like, does the dread of extreme muscle pain or, honestly, just the stress of trying to memorize some overly complicated gym routine keep you from even starting? If you're not in your head right now, trust me, you are definitely not alone. It's a massive roadblock that stops so many of us from hitting those health goals. All right, here's our roadmap for today's Explainer. First, we'll look at what the science says. Then, we'll map out your weekly fitness routine. After that, we'll dive into Workout 1 and its main exercises. And finally, we'll cover proper technique and effort.
Okay, let's dive right into Section 1. What does the science say? In 2024, a brand new, really pivotal study came out that completely clarified the best approach for fat loss. It honestly gives us a clear blueprint that cuts right through all that confusing fitness industry noise we constantly hear.
For the longest time, people swore by traditional split routines. You know the ones, where you do a leg day on Tuesday, a chest day on Wednesday, that kind of thing. But this 2024 study found something super interesting. Full-body resistance training is actually far more effective for fat loss than targeting single body parts on different days. And there's a massive added bonus to the full-body approach. You get significantly less soreness.
And speaking of soreness, let's quickly define a term you've absolutely felt, even if you didn't know the official name for it. It's called DOMS, or delayed onset muscle soreness. It's that intense pain and stiffness you get a day or two after a hard workout. You know, the kind that makes just walking down a flight of stairs feel completely miserable. Well, the sheer brilliance of this full-body approach is that it leads to way less DOMS, which instantly takes away a huge chunk of that workout anxiety.
I really want to emphasize an absolutely crucial point here. The whole goal is overall fitness, robust health, and just supporting your natural muscle mass. We are not aiming for intimidating, physique-focused bodybuilding here. This is all about making anyone, literally anyone over the age of 15, strong, functional, and healthy in their daily life. You can always pivot to bodybuilding later down the line once you've built this foundation.
Let's move on to Section 2 and see how this builds into your weekly fitness routine.
As you'll see, it is a wonderfully simple, highly actionable 6-day alternating schedule. You basically just flip-flop between weight training days, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and cardio days on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. This keeps you moving 6 days a week, but without totally burning out your muscles. And then there's Sunday. Sunday is for rest, and let me tell you that rest day is completely non-negotiable. It gives your body that absolutely essential time to recover and rebuild.
All right, jumping into Section 3, Workout 1 and the main exercises. The strategic flow of this workout is honestly incredibly smart. We're focusing on the major muscle groups, and we always start with the lower body. Why do we do that? Well, because your leg muscles are the largest, meaning they take the most physical energy. Get them done first. From there, we work our way up to the upper body and then finish the whole session off by stabilizing everything with core work. It's a highly adaptable, logical progression, which is exactly why it works flawlessly whether you're 16, 40, or anywhere in between.
So what exactly are we going to be doing? Well, here is your list of the 6 main exercises for Workout 1. We've got the goblet squat, the stiff leg deadlift, the seated cable row, cable crossovers, lateral raises, and finally, some exercise ball crunches. Now listen, if you're watching this from home and you don't have a bunch of fancy cables or a full gym setup, do not worry about it. The source material notes that you can easily swap out free weights with resistance bands and still get an equally fantastic workout.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how wonderfully simple the programming actually is. You literally don't have to memorize a complex spreadsheet or constantly be checking your phone. Every single exercise we just talked about follows the exact same structure. 3 sets, 10 to 12 repetitions per set, and exactly 2 minutes of rest in between. That uniform structure is a total game changer. It keeps your mind clear so you can just focus on the actual movement.
Moving right along to our final part, Section 4, Proper Technique and Effort. So the crucial point here is understanding a concept called RPE, which stands for Rate of Perceived Effort. It's basically a simple personal scale out of 10 that you use to measure how intense an exercise feels to you.
A 10 means maximum effort, like you physically could not do even one more rep. This is how you effectively self-regulate the weight you're using without needing a personal trainer hovering over your shoulder.
Based on our source text, there are 2 really effective, acceptable strategies for managing your weights during these workouts. Strategy 1 is super straightforward. You pick a weight and use that exact same weight for all 3 sets, just making sure it consistently feels like an 8 out of 10 effort. Now, strategy 2 is a little more dynamic. You work your way up from lighter weights on your first set to heavier weights on your final set, making sure that very top set hits an intense 8 or 9 out of 10 RPE. Both methods are completely valid, so just pick the one that fits your personal style best.
But no matter which RPE strategy you choose, there's one ultimate golden rule from the research that you absolutely must follow. Form should never be compromised for heavier weights, period. If you start wildly swinging the weight around, relying on momentum, or you feel your posture breaking down, that weight is simply too heavy. Safety and proper technique have to be your priority every single time.
As we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this one final, slightly provocative thought. Are you ready to prioritize your overall fitness? I mean, now you know that the science completely backs up a simpler, full-body approach that leaves you way less sore. And you have a structured, totally straightforward plan that literally works for anyone over the age of 15. So what's stopping you? I challenge you to start your Monday strong, embrace that consistency, and really just enjoy the journey. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.